Hello. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's webinar. Kindly confirm if you can hear me and if you can see me by putting a plus in the chat room. Awesome. Thank you so much for your feedback. Today is the 14th day of December, and today we are having a special event for the Skyward Community African Macro Region. We're having the Skyward Community African Macro Regional webinar, and this is an event that brings together all the Skyward Community partners across African macro region. I'm talking about Nigeria, Senegal, Cameroon, Ghana, as well as our sisters in Benin Republic. So if you're in the room right now, kindly represent the country you are joining us from by just typing your country in the chat. I see we have participants still joining us, but for those of you who are in the room right now, kindly type in your country in the chat. Let's know where you're joining us from and let us see how beautiful and diverse our community really is. And as for me, I'm joining from the beautiful country of Nigeria. Thank you so much. I see we have Côte d'Ivoire, we have Ghana, we have Nigeria. Amazing. Thank you so much. And please ensure that you are connected to your language group. You would see the interpretation, select your language group so that you can listen in your language. We have English as well as French translation going on in the room right now. Thank you so much. I see we have a lot of participants, and we are just going to go right into the agenda for tonight's event. Yes, we have an amazing filled up agenda for every participant tonight. We'll be discussing Skyward Community Overview, telling you what Skyward Community really is, and the three pillars that make up our amazing community. Then we will go in to tell you what exactly an IPO is and how this concept links with what the Skyward Community is doing. We would also tell you in details the fintech, the social tech, and the edutech aspect of our community. And then we will tell you about an amazing promotion which many of you are familiar with because it happens every year. We have the Share New Year promotion, and we'll tell you in details what this year's Share New Year promotion is going to bring to you and what you'll be looking forward to in this year's edition of the Share New Year promotion. Finally, we will give you the latest news that relates to the development of the technologies being supported by our amazing community. Now, I'll just tell you briefly about myself. My name is John Bose, and I joined this amazing community in March 2019. I have a combined experience in the network marketing field of 8+ years, almost 10 years in this field, and it has been an amazing journey. But nothing has prepared me for what Skyward Community offers and what it's still offering to every partner of the community. So when I learned about this community in March 2019, I took the bold leap to partner with the community and to support innovative technologies. I also started to grow in the community, and currently I am the regional curator of Skyward Community in the Nigerian region, as well as the director of the African Macro Region, which comprises the sub-regions of Ghana, Senegal, Cameroon, and Benin Republic. Tonight, I will be sharing with us, along with our amazing curators in other countries here in the African Macro Region, about the Skyward Community Social Venture Ecosystem, how we support exceptionally innovative environmental solutions, and the three elements that comprises this community, where we talk about the fintech component, deals largely on investment in green technology, The social tech component, talking about our community and how it has grown over the years to incorporate 180 plus countries and over 600,000 plus participants united with a common purpose of supporting exceptionally innovative technologies that give this present and even future generation something amazing as a legacy to the world. What we do, how it benefits the world, and how it benefits the communities around us. And finally, we'll tell you about the EdTech component that deals with the training of every partner in our community, with personal and professional development, acquiring skills for the future, and skills relevant to getting paid employment even within our community. And all of this we'll be sharing with you within the next 2 hours so that we can make the most of the time that we have. So I'll be inviting my very first speaker, the curator for Skyward Community in Senegal, Mr. Kourassa, who will be telling us about what pre-IPO opportunities really are and how Skyward Community assists partners to support innovative, environmental friendly technologies. So I now hand over the floor to Curator Kourassa. Please give your heart emojis as I welcome him on board.
Merci, Monsieur Alain, pour le partage. Je vais partager mon écran. Un instant. Voilà, merci Monsieur John Bossi. Mon nom c'est Kourassa. Je suis le curateur de Skyward Community au Sénégal depuis maintenant plusieurs années. Donc, si j'ai le statut master dans cette communauté. Donc, tous les partenaires du Sénégal qui souhaiteront me contacter ou bien celles d'ailleurs en Afrique, vous pouvez avoir mon numéro en bas. Vous pouvez me contacter pour différentes questions si vous en avez. Donc, aujourd'hui, je vais parler de l'IPO, c'est-à-dire l'entrée en bourse. Donc, nous allons donner tous les détails, les avantages et tout. Donc, sur cette opportunité qui est IPO, Initial Public Offering, qui veut dire l'entrée en bourse l'entrée en bourse. Donc, l'IPO, c'est l'introduction en bourse, c'est le processus pour lequel une entreprise privée offre ses actions pour la première fois au grand public sur le marché boursier. Donc, connaissons beaucoup d'IPO actuellement qui sont dans la bourse. Il y a plusieurs exemples qu'on peut citer. Donc, l'IPO, c'est une grande opportunité aussi pour tout le monde qui s'active sur ce domaine. Donc, pourquoi les entreprises organisent-elles une IPO? Donc, il y a eu des objectifs. Il y a eu 4 ou 3 objectifs d'une IPO. Premièrement, c'est le levée de fonds pour l'expansion de business. C'est la première règle. Deuxièmement, augmentation de la liquidité des actions. Il y a aussi l'amélioration d'une entreprise, d'une image publique et d'une autorité de marque. Donc aussi, c'est ça l'IPO. Le processus d'une IPO aussi, il y a 4. Donc d'abord, il y a la préparation, il y a le marketing, il y a l'enregistrement et l'approbation d'autorités régulatrices. Il y a aussi le marketing, qui veut dire le roadshow. Il y a la formation, le listing et tout cela. Donc, c'est ça qu'on appelle l'IPO. Donc, il y a aussi une remarque à faire. Les institutions financières ou les banques d'investissement qui aident aux entreprises d'organiser une offre publique en comprenant l'évaluation d'actions d'établissement de leur prix et la vente d'actions aux investissements. Le roadshow aussi, c'est la présentation d'une entreprise et de ses potentiels afin d'atterrir un intérêt des investissements avant la mise en place de l'offre de l'IPO, qui veut dire la bourse. Donc, il y a aussi le listing. C'est un processus d'enregistrement des actions de l'entreprise à la bourse, ce qui permet de les commercialiser sur le marché libre et de la publicité. publicité et à l'entreprise. Donc, ce sont ces trois processus pour l'IPO. Il y a aussi ce qu'on appelle les avantages dans l'IPO. Il y a eu des avantages, mais aussi il y a eu des risques. Donc, les avantages, on peut citer levée de fonds significatif. Aussi, il y a accès au marché des capitaux, renforcement de la réputation aussi. Ça, ce sont les avantages qui sont sur l'IPO. Les risques sont les coûts élevés, perte du contrôle et aussi il y a aussi la pression de la part d'actionnaires et d'autorités régulatrices. Donc, ce sont ces avantages et ces risques qu'il y a dans l'IP. Il y a aussi ce qu'on appelle les startups. C'est le début d'un grand business qui commence. C'est une jeune entreprise créée pour mettre un startup. C'est une jeune entreprise créée pour mettre au point un produit, un service unique et recherché au monde de business adaptable à la mise en échelle. Donc, les startups, ce sont les nouvelles sociétés qui viennent de naître, dont on peut citer comme les caractères des startups, on peut citer l'innovation et la singularité du produit. Il y a aussi le risque élevé de fort potentiel de croissance. Il y a aussi la déficience de ressources, aussi la nécessité d'attirer les investissements. Donc, ça sont les caractéristiques d'un startup. Pour les startups aussi, nous avons aussi quatre étapes de développement. Donc, premièrement, il y a l'idée et la conception. C'est la première étape à franchir, c'est-à-dire avoir une idée et faire la conception. Deuxièmement, prototype et le financement initial. Et la troisième, c'est entrer sur le marché et la croissance précoce. Et en quatrième, mise en échelle de l'expansion. Donc, ce sont ces quatre étapes de développement d'un startup. Là aussi, il y a aussi des types de financement pour un startup. Nous en avons quatre moyens de financement. Le premier, c'est le fonds propre des fondateurs. Si vous avez vos fonds propres, vous pouvez commencer votre startup. Deuxièmement, il y a ce qu'on appelle capital risque et investisseur providentiel. Le troisième, c'est le crowdfunding et les dons. Donc, le crowdfunding, c'est le levée de fonds, soit un don venant d'ailleurs. Donc, les investisseurs aussi institutionnels et partenaires stratégiques, ça aussi, c'est un mode de financement pour les startups. Donc, ce sont ces quatre types de financement qu'on a pour financer un startup. Donc, il y a aussi des avantages pour ce qui concerne l'IPO, donc qui est le fait d'être en bourse. Donc, il y a d'abord, premièrement, c'est les dividendes. C'est des revenus découlant de la propriété des actions. On peut l'appeler des bénéfices qui reviennent à nous en tant que partenaires qui ont participé à cette IPO. Donc, il y a les dividendes, c'est une partie des recettes d'une entreprise distribuée parmi les actionnaires sous la forme de versement en espèces ou d'actions supplémentaires. Donc, c'est le premier bénéfice, les dividendes. Mais aussi, il y a quatre sortes de dividendes. Donc, le premier, c'est les dividendes en espèces, ce qu'on reçoit après liquide à chaque fois qu'il paye. Donc, il y a aussi les dividendes sous forme d'actions. Il y a les dividendes de liquidation. Il y a aussi les dividendes exceptionnels. Donc, il y a quatre formes pour verser les dividendes qui sont été établies comme tel. Nous avons aussi ordre du paiement des dividendes. Processus, il y a le processus de paiement, donc déclaration des dividendes qui est fait par le conseil d'administration. Il y a aussi la date d'inscription de la détermination des actionnaires ayant droit aux dividendes. Il y a la date de paiement, de paiement effectif. Allô? Ouais, donc, nous avons aussi les avantages et pertinences de dividendes. Donc, il y a les avantages et les pertinences des dividendes, ce qu'on reçoit. Donc, les avantages aux actionnaires, il y a cela aussi, la solidité et la confiance envers l'entreprise. Il y a aussi ce qu'on appelle le revenu régulier. Ça sont les avantages aux actionnaires. Il y a aussi la pertinence pour l'entreprise, ce qu'on appelle l'attraction et la rétention d'investisseurs. Il y a aussi le signalement de la solidité financière et de la rentabilité de l'entreprise. Donc, ce sont ces avantages qu'il y a sur la pertinence des dividendes, donc pour les actionnaires de l'entreprise. Donc, c'était tout pour cette présentation concernant l'IPO. Donc, merci beaucoup. Merci, Alain.
Thank you. Thank you, Monsieur Korasa.
Yeah.
Before we call on the next speaker, I want to quickly share with us that for those of us who are listening in a different language, you can check in the chat. I have just sent the slides of the presentation so that you can follow along. I think perhaps there is a bit of a, for some participants, the speed at which the speaker is speaking and the speed at which the translator is interpreting may make you miss out some information. So in order to follow along, you can also check the slides in the link that I just shared on the chat so that you can follow through and also look at the slide. And some persons also are visual, and you probably want to watch the slides in your language. So if you cannot, at any given time, you cannot maybe understand the slides because it's displayed in a language you don't understand, just check in the chat now. You should be able to find the charts of the slides in your own language. Once again, thank you to Curator Kurasa for explaining what the IPO process is all about, how companies raise financing, how they go public, and how they begin to pay reward to their co-owners. He also talked to us about how startups, from idea to big business, how they are formed, and all these conversations are important for what we'll be discussing next. We want to now tell you about the Skyward community and how it supports startups, especially startups in green technology and innovative technology, and how it gives individuals like yourself and I the opportunity to become co-owners and supporters of innovative projects. And the person who will be taking us through this discussion is Monsieur Alain Bonfils, the curator for Skyward community in Cameroon. So the next voice you shall hear will be that of Monsieur Alain. Thank you very much, Monsieur Alain.
Bonsoir à tous, j'espère que vous allez super bien. C'est un plaisir pour moi de prendre la parole ce soir. Donc, après la vision globale de la Skyward Community présentée par le leader John Bossé et l'éclairage apporté par le leader Cora sur ce que c'est qu'une IPO, il est maintenant important de comprendre ce qui se passe avant l'IPO. Je parle ici de l'investissement en capital risque, notamment des avantages de l'investissement en capital risque. Je parlerai également de la valeur stratégique de la technologie de transport à cordes et des possibilités offertes aux copropriétaires de cette technologie en cas de réussite. Donc, chez Skyward Community, nous parlons de bâtir un avenir durable en donnant aux personnes les moyens d'influencer positivement leur futur et celui de leurs enfants et de leurs petits-enfants. À travers le capital risque, nous accompagnons des projets d'innovation à fort impact, tels que le transport à cordes et UTERA. Ce sont des solutions concrètes aux défis de la mobilité, de l'environnement et du développement. Des progrès qui s'inscrivent pleinement dans la vision de la Skyward Community, c'est-à-dire créer un impact réel, structurer des opportunités solides et générer des revenus durables pour notre communauté. Concernant les avantages de l'investissement en capital risque, elle offre une rentabilité potentielle élevée, l'accès à des projets innovants et un networking stratégique et l'utilisation d'instruments financiers modernes. Il permet également à terme de devenir copropriétaire d'entreprises à forte valeur et à dimension internationale. Alexei Sokodoev, membre cofondateur de la Skywalk Community, stratège visionnaire, souligne ici que les projets à fort impact écologique et technologique comme Tesla démontrent l'importance de l'engagement collectif. Ce ne sont pas seulement des grands investisseurs institutionnels qui créent le succès, mais également des individus ordinaires qui choisissent de soutenir une vision durable. Cela s'illustre à travers l'innovation verte, alliée à la technologie de pointe. Cela peut générer à la fois un impact environnemental significatif et une réussite économique majeure. Nous allons aller dans le vif du sujet parlant du transport à cordes. Le transport à cordes UST révolutionne le transport avec sa technologie à cordes pour les passagers et les marchandises, offrant une capacité de 50 000 passagers par heure et allant à une vitesse de 150 km par heure. Plus rentable, écologique et sécurisée que les autres alternatives classiques, elle combine fiabilité et polyvalence tout en s'adaptant à différents environnements. Une solution moderne et durable pour le transport à grande échelle. La technologie UST réduit les émissions nocives, limite le bruit et les vibrations et préserve les espaces naturels, contribuant ainsi à des villes plus durables et plus agréables à vivre. Le transport UST offre une solution respectueuse de l'environnement, réduisant les coûts de construction, d'énergie et de matériaux. Ici, on a moins d'acier, de béton et pas d'asphalte, avec des frais de déplacement compétitifs. UST rend le transport plus accessible, ce qui constitue une alternative rentable pour un avenir durable. Le transport UST est sûr car elle offre une infrastructure stable, un système de contrôle automatisé éliminant l'erreur humaine et une résistance exceptionnelle aux conditions extrêmes. Pas de danger, de chaleur, ni de froid, ou encore moins des précipitations ou d'ouragans, ainsi que de tremblements de terre ne peut affecter ce mode de transport. Elle garantit ainsi une sécurité et une continuité de service dans toutes les situations. UST offre une solution intelligente et polyvalente pour relever les défis logistiques actuels. Cette technologie transporte efficacement passagers et marchandises tout en s'intégrant facilement au réseau existant et garantit une mobilité rapide, que ce soit dans des zones urbaines denses ou dans des zones difficiles d'accès, comme les montagnes, les déserts et les zones glaciales. Aujourd'hui, nous avons 2 sites stratégiques de développement et des centres de démonstration pour la technologie, notamment en Biélorussie, dans la ville de Marina Gorka et à Sharjah aux Émirats arabes unis. Ces 2 centres sont essentiels pour tester et optimiser les technologies UST dans des conditions extrêmes, qu'elles soient froides ou chaudes. Ces sites permettent aussi de garantir la performance, la fiabilité, l'adaptabilité des solutions UST variées tout en préparant leur déploiement à grande échelle. Quelles sont les perspectives pour un copropriétaire de la technologie UST en cas de réussite du projet? C'est une des questions que les gens nous posent habituellement. Donc, en cas de succès du projet, les copropriétaires ici bénéficient d'une copropriété intellectuelle stratégique la propriété intellectuelle du transport à côte, évaluée à plus de 400 milliards de dollars, est transférée à la GTI. Les copropriétaires détiennent des participations dans des holdings qui contrôlent la GTI. Leur assurant ainsi possession et de toutes les sociétés affiliées consolidant leur position dans ce secteur innovant. Une perspective intéressante pour les copropriétaires. Ici, vous avez la possibilité de bénéficier d'un revenu passif durable grâce à la distribution des dividendes proportionnels à vos parts. Le mémorandum d'investissement de UST garantit un dividende prioritaire fixe de 20% du bénéfice net annuel de GTI pour ERSS Holding. Ensuite, au moins 20% du bénéfice net sera distribué sous forme de dividendes aux détenteurs d'actions de classe B, qui les redistribueront à leur tour aux investisseurs, proportionnellement bien sûr à la participation de chacun. Donc, cette structure assure transparence, équité et un retour financier tangible pour les copropriétaires impliqués dans le projet. La distribution des dividendes UST. Ici, le versement des dividendes est lié au bénéfice net de la GTI. Même si la société ne réalise pas d'introduction en bourse, les copropriétaires conservent leur droit de percevoir des dividendes. Ces dividendes sont distribués de manière proportionnelle aux parts détenues, assurant un retour équitable pour tous les investisseurs impliqués dans le projet. Une autre perspective qui s'offre est celui du rachat des parts. Le programme de rachat de parts offre aux copropriétaires une opportunité structurée de valoriser leur investissement par la revente de leurs parts à des conditions avantageuses. À ce jour, plus de 5 000 copropriétaires, 5 000 premiers copropriétaires ont déjà bénéficié de 2 cycles de rachat leur permettant de céder leurs parts à un prix significativement supérieur au coût d'acquisition initial. Le prochain rachat s'inscrit dans cette dynamique de création de valeur et proposera des conditions encore plus attractives, renforçant ainsi l'intérêt stratégique de la détention des parts au sein de l'entreprise. Autre perspective, c'est la transmission par héritage, qui est un mécanisme bien sécurisé, permettant de constituer une stabilité budgétaire durable pour les générations futures. Ici, les données sont enregistrées dans le back-office et le registre des copropriétaires UST avec une vérification stricte de l'identité de l'héritier sur présentation des documents légaux. Pour conclure, je tiens à souligner que l'ensemble des privilèges et avantages présentés ne peut être garanti que pour les participants qui s'engagent dans le projet avant la clôture de la phase 15. Donc, le moment opportun pour prendre position et de sécuriser ces bénéfices, c'est maintenant. Je vous encourage à pouvoir participer, à soutenir cette technologie. Merci de votre attention.
Monsieur Alain. Thank you, Monsieur Alain.
Hello.
So I would like to appeal to the speaker of the sessions to go a little
Allô?
bit slow.
Allô?
You know,
Oui, c'est comment?
kindly keep your mics muted until it's time for question and answers. Thank you. I'd like to ask that the speakers, subsequent speakers, should speak a little bit slowly to allow the interpreter to be able to keep pace with your presentation and carry along the participants who are of a different language group. Once again, thank you, Curator Alain. That was an amazing presentation. Just to summarize what Monsieur Alain has told us, he has introduced the fintech component of the Skyward community. This is the component that is involved in the financing of innovative startup technologies. Now, two of the technologies we have supported, and one of which we are still supporting, is the Utera biohumus as well as the Uniski string technology, which are both involved in innovative green technologies. The Utera is a soil elixir that enhances the production of agricultural products, while UST is a transport technology that runs on the second level above the ground. So we have the first level, which is the ground level, where you have your trains, where you have your roadways, where you have your bicycles, your vehicles, etc. And then you have the second level. This is a level above the ground. Now, the advantage of this transportation, like Curator Alain rightly informed us, is that it is safer, because when it is above the ground, there will be no collision with traffic on the ground. It is also environmental friendly. It does not have any harmful emission. And it is automated. It runs on automated control system. It is not piloted by a human driver. Rather, it is controlled from a central station, and it has a system for detecting an obstacle and responding to it. It also has safety features. It has a tow system where a vehicle in front or behind can tow another vehicle in case of any damages. So there's a tow system, which is also part of the safety feature. There is an emergency exit system, as well as many safety features of this technology. It's a transport technology that has been demonstrated. Emphasis on has been demonstrated in 2 different regions. So we're not telling you about a theory. We're telling you about an actual existing transport solution. It is not an idea on a piece of paper anymore. It is physically demonstrated in the U Sky Center in Sharjah. This is in the United Arab Emirates, a very dry, arid region. So that's the hot weather region. And we also have a test and certification center in the Eco Techno Park in Belarus. Now, this is a cold region. So this transport technology has been demonstrated in both the hot weather region and the cold weather region. And it has performed excellently. People who are responsible for regulating transportation solutions have observed the performance of this vehicle, this technology, and they have certified the technology. Pay close attention. As we speak, this technology is now a commercial entity that can be used for public transportation. I expect that should give us a round of applause. It is now a solution that can be used for public transportation. So if you support the development of this technology, you are not supporting a technology that cannot be commercialized. That's supporting a technology that has 100% possibility for commercial implementation. What is left out of all the development stages right now is the 15th and final stage of development. This is the part where different countries, different governments, different organizations are going to see the technology that we have that is already a viable commercial product and implement it in their region, take order for commercial implementation, pay for this implementation, and that payment will form the revenue for which this company can now begin to pay to the supporters what is known as dividends. So as a co-owner of this technology, like my colleague just rightly told you, the prospect is that you are a co-owner in an asset that is valued at over $400 billion, an intellectual property of that magnitude. You are also a person who is, according to the number of portions, liable to receive dividends from the commercial implementation of this very technology. And this is an asset that can be passed on through inheritance to your next of kin. And this is an asset that can stay in your generation many, many years after you are gone. Let me tell you something. Transportation is a service that everybody uses. Transportation is a product that cannot be ignored. You can decide you don't want to use electricity. You can decide you want to go off the grid. You don't want to use phones. You don't want to use any electronic equipment. But let me tell you, you cannot refuse to use the service of transportation. Because by nature, man must move. From the time that man was primitive, man has to move to hunt. Man has to move to find sources of water. Man has to move to find sources of food. Man has to move to even mate. Because the Bible says it's not good for a man to be alone. I will make for him an helpmate. As a result, you will leave your father and your mother. You will leave. So you will have to go away from your father and your mother. What is that? That is transportation. So even to mate, you need to move. So movement is a part of the makeup of man. You cannot do without transportation. And that is the technology that you can become a co-owner of. They have, independent experts have projected this technology can dominate over 60% of the global transport market in the coming decades. You want to be a co-owner of this technology because in the future, there are only two choices. Either you will be a passenger or you will be a co-owner. Those are your two options. I choose to be a co-owner. I hope you choose to be a co-owner as well. Now, I'm going to invite our next speaker who will tell us about the two other pillars of the Skyward community. I'm talking about the social as well as the education component of our amazing community. And the person who will lead this discussion is none other than the amazing curator, Prince Adams, curator for Skyward Community in Ghana. And the next voice you shall hear shall be the voice of Mr. Prince. Mr. Prince is not in the room. Apparently, the network may have logged him out. Okay, before he rejoins the meeting room, okay. So while we wait for Mr. Prince, I would like to continue my conversation. Awesome. I see we currently have, I'm reading through the chat, I'm seeing some comments, and I can see that we have a very engaged audience. Thank you so much for your...
Merci, porte-toi bien.
Okay, please, everyone should kindly keep their mics muted until it's time for questions. Okay. So, like I was saying, transportation is a service that cannot be ignored. And it's a business that, if you really think about, it is returning revenue in a massive scale. Now, I want you to think about one of the biggest companies we have today. I'm talking about Apple. Apple is a company that if you were to go online right now and type in the revenue for Apple Inc. for the year 2025, you will be stunned by the figures you would see, because that figure is running in the trillions of dollars. Now, if a company that manufactures phones and manufactures laptops is making revenue in the trillions of dollars, then I ask myself a very important question. What is the demand for the products and the services this company is making? And the answer is, each customer that buys an Apple product uses it for at least 1 year. Now, if this company is to change the product, perhaps you bought an iPhone 16, and then the next year they make the iPhone 17, and you change your iPhone 16 to get the latest model. It means that you would have used it for a period of 1 year. Now, if a customer's patronage of this product is perhaps at a frequency of 1 purchase per year, excluding maintenance, it therefore means that the customers are not buying this product every single day. Because even when you buy a product, they give you a guarantee that this product will last you for a certain amount of time, mostly 12 months. That is 1 year, without you having to bring it in for any technical repairs, without you needing to trade it in because of a fault of that particular product. So you are buying a product from a company at least once in a year. And this company does not have 100% of the market for phone and laptops, because some customers also buy a different brand. It is not everyone that uses an iPhone. Yet this company is making trillions of dollars in revenue. Now imagine with me for a minute, what if it were a company involved in transportation? Or perhaps think about what the co-owners of a company like Apple that's making revenue in trillions of dollars would receive as dividends from such a company. Then imagine a company that can dominate 60% of transportation industry, which is a service that is used more frequently than the frequency of purchase of a phone. Because customers for transportation do not buy once in a year. They do not buy once in a month. They do not buy once in a week. They buy every single day. Those, a majority of the working population, I'm talking about people from the ages of 25 to 60 and above, that go to work on a daily basis, they use the service of transportation. If you agree with me, just put a plus in the chat. And they use this service so frequently that every day they use it 2 times, when they go to work and when they come back. And there are those of them who have children. Your children would also go to school using the service of transportation. And you eventually have to factor in transportation from your income. For those who work, when you are calculating your income from your work, you normally factor in transportation, true or false? Because I have seen people do the maths of how much they are going to earn from a particular job minus the amount it will cost them to go to that job for the period of time for a month to earn that income. So if their income, for example, gross income was, let me say, 100,000, and they have to spend transportation of 30,000, they will factor out 30,000 and then calculate their income from that job as 70,000 net income. True or false? You can type your answer in the chat. So transportation is something that has become a part of our life that we do not make decisions without considering the cost of transportation. It affects the food we eat because food has to be transported, and the cost of transporting adds to the final cost of the food that you purchase. So whenever there is an increase in transportation, it affects every other sector. You will agree with me on this. If, for example, there is an increase in the price of fuel, every other thing goes up because we are talking about transportation. The same way, if there is a reduction in the cost of transportation, every other sector is affected. This tells you how important this service is to nations, to economies, and indeed to the world. Now, with this kind of service, so important, so in demand, we now have a company, one company, that has the potential to dominate up to 60% of the transport market globally. We're not talking about the transport in Senegal, or in Cameroon, or in Nigeria, or in Ghana. We're talking about globally. And when you talk about global transportation, we're talking about air transportation, we're talking about sea transportation, we're talking about transportation on land. And there is a company that has the potential to dominate 60% of that market. That means if the market were to be divided into two equal parts, of which each part will be 50%, this company can dominate one entire half and 10% of the other half, one company. I think you should be interested in such a company. Honestly, I think that anyone who has a stake in such a company is made for life. This is my opinion. And if you agree with me, you can put plus in the chat. But let me tell you factually and realistically, this will not be realized at the twinkle of an eye. This will take time for it to be realized. Now, the unique thing about string transportation is, the very unique thing about string transportation is we do not just construct, we do not just sell let me say, the vehicles for the transport system alone. We sell the entire infrastructure. We sell what you might call the road that the vehicle will run on. That is the string rail. We produce that. We also make the vehicles that run on the string rail. What this therefore means is that if there was a company selling cars, or if we were a company selling cars, we can easily begin to fulfill commercial orders and get profits. Stay with me. However, we do not sell cars. We sell the entire road network from the point A to point B. So if we have a contract to implement, we are making the entire kilometer stretch of road, we are supplying all the vehicles that will be used on that road for the period of time, and I'm talking about years, that it will take for that transport system to be in operation. It will only be string vehicles that will be on that road. Do you understand the monopoly of that? I want you to imagine that there was a road in your country, and that road, they said it was only the vehicles from your company that can run on that road. No other vehicles can fly that particular road. And every profit made from transportation on that stretch of road goes to your company. Imagine that for a minute. How profitable would that be from a single road for the company that has such monopoly? Think about it. While you're thinking about this, I want you to realize that this is what string technology offers. No vehicle can run on a string rail except string technology vehicles. You cannot fashion a different vehicle and put it on a string rail. It cannot be done. So that is monopoly. And it is amazing that you have the capacity to become a co-owner in such an enterprise, in such a business. I'm still hoping that the curator for Ghana will join us and take his part of the presentation. However, if he's not able to join us, I would have to step in for him. Let me see. Mr. Prince, are you in the room? Kindly indicate if you are. If not, we would have to move on, and I would just have to handle your part of tonight's presentation. All right, so gentlemen and ladies, let us proceed with the social area of the Skyworld community. Give me a moment to share my screen and confirm if you can see my screen. Just give me pluses if you can see my screen. Is Mr. Prince back in the room? Awesome. Mr. Prince, you're back. Kindly, let me see if you have. Okay. Now you have co-host privileges. Kindly share your screen while I stop sharing mine. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Sorry for the interruption.
Right. So, I think what we'll do is you have to help me share my screen because I've set everything on my system here, but unfortunately, the network has totally gone off. So
It's all right.
I
I'll
can use
check.
the system unless I use my phone. So if you can help me.
No problem at all.
All right. Okay. I want to believe I am loud and clear.
Yes, sir, you are.
Okay, so once again, guys, good evening. My name is Prince Adams, and by the grace of God, I am the regional curator for SWC Ghana. And I also happen to be an international speaker of the Sky World community, and at the same time, a brand ambassador of the Sky World community. Now, apart from being a regional curator for the Skywall community, during the course of my journey with SWC about 6 years ago, I had a dream and a vision of setting up a company. And with the help of two wonderful people, I shared this vision with, and they were able to buy into this idea. And together, we were able to start a company called Amitech Green Lion. And Amitech Green Lion, basically the motto is bringing change and saving nature through technology. And the inspiration came as a result of being a partner of the Skywall community and seeing the dream of Anatoly and what the SWC stand for. And sometimes you just need an umbrella to come under and be able to develop your potential and exhibit your dreams. And that was what just happened to us. And all of us were all partners of the Skywell community, strong leaders, and we're still promoting the SWC up till today. And the Amateur Green Lion, of course, that's not what I'm to talk about actually, but then the Amateur Green Lion solely stands for, a kind of helping youth to understand nature and how to preserve nature. And one of the activities we've been carrying out is collecting of waste, papers, rubbers, etc., and even metals, and then send them to recyclers who recycle them. And in return, we get some cash to help people who believe in what we do and give them as a source of motivation. And we're also into tree plantation, fighting deforestation. So we've been doing that in different communities as well as schools, giving them both theoretical and practical knowledge on what it means to plant trees and preserve trees by making our nature green and eco-friendly. And also, in terms of trying to help the less privileged, we were able to also, develop a kind of water reservoir where people can access clean water. And each partner of the Amateur Green Lion is involved in what we call financial literacy. And what we do is we've been able to develop three core values, which personally has to do with healthy lifestyle, where people can understand what is healthy lifestyle. And remember, you are responsible for your health. And then financial independence, then talking about the green innovative technology, which Amitech focus on. And that is what we've been doing for the past 3, getting to 4 years now. And here in Ghana, Amitech is also saddled with the responsibility of promoting the Utera biotic fertilizer. And so far, we've been able to go, achieve so much in terms of getting documentation. And we believe that by next year, we are also taking it on a higher level by partnering with government and other stakeholders. So that is a little about me and what I really stand for as a curator for the Skywall community here in Ghana. Now, my point is to talk about social tech. And in talking about social tech, it's important we understand what is called social areas. Now, the Skywall community, which is our community, your community, it's a community of a team of like-minded people. That is, people who understood the vision of the Skywall community to come together to promote the UST, the UNESCO String technology. And so we contribute to an eco-friendly future, which I believe each and every one of us aspire to live in such an eco-friendly environment. Now, we are more than 600,000 partners around the world, and which you and I belong to this great family. We speak more than about 24 languages of the world, and we live in about 180 countries. In other words, SWC can be accessed in about 180 countries of the world. So in whichever region you are, you can access the SWC community and become a member of such a community. And we also meet in real time, just like we are doing today, on the regional event level, which is also held every month, both online and offline. And together, we believe strongly that we can influence and develop the world by making it a better place for us to be able to make sure that when we leave, others can come and enjoy as well. Now, one of the beautiful questions is why we partners of the Skywell community, why? Now, the SWC is the main assistant and support base for novice investors. That is people who really don't understand what investment is all about. When you come to this Skywell community, definitely you will get to understand what it means to become an investor. And therefore, we in the SWC will provide you with opportunity to support the largest innovative projects with high commercial potential. Mind you, the SWC promoting the UST, which is valued about $400.8 billion. And therefore, you can at least become a member of the Skywall community and be able to benefit from a fraction of what has been estimated by the independent body that value the UST at $400 billion. Now, apart from that, we also provide you with an opportunity to influence the eco-friendly development of your country and the whole world. Now, we who have really joined the SWC, just like I mentioned in my intro, we've been able to understand what it means to promote ecology on a higher level. And that is what we've been doing so far. And therefore, when you become a member, you are also presented with such an opportunity to be able to influence your community, your world through the SWC. Apart from that, we also provide you with an opportunity to develop in a community of like-minded people. Now, each and every one of us, more than 600,000 people, we share a common goal, and that is promoting the UST and living in a community known as the Skywall community. And everywhere we find ourselves, we can relate easily because we are like-minded people, and you can also become part of this great family. And we also present you with an opportunity to increase your income and gain financial independence right now. Yes, remember what the SWC stands for is to be able to make 1/10 of the world's population financially independent. Now, when you become part of us, you are on a journey to creating a generational wealth for your generation. When you leave, your generation will not face scarcity of finances, but rather they will live in abundance. And from one generation, handing it over to the next generation. And that is about us, we in the Sky World community. Now, what we do in the Skywell community is important for us to understand what the Skywell community stands for. We are indeed a crowdfunding platform. And basically, what we do, we raise fund and also end together with SWC. So when you become a partner of the Skywell community, you are in a position to raise fund through the SWC to support the UNESCO stream technology. But it doesn't just end there. You also are in a position to earn whilst you promote the UST through the SWC. And therefore, each partner of the SWC goes through a program that allows them to receive remunerations, which is also known as bonuses from the financing that is raised for green projects and startups that we support. And we also carefully select projects for funding and allow community partners to benefit financially in real cash terms. Now, apart from just the UST, we were able to promote the Utera project, which commenced a couple of years ago, about 2-3 years. Presently, it's in its production and distribution form. And more other projects will be unveiled in the near future. Once you are a member of the Skywell community, you are in a position to be part of such great projects. Now, why do you have to become a partner of the Skywall community? Really, it's very important to understand why you should become a partner of the Skywall community. When you become a partner of the Skywall community, what you're already getting now is you get up to 18% of the amount of financing that has been raised. And then one-time accrual of up to $2,000 for earning in your status. And of course, people like us, we can really attest to this fact that it is evident. We've seen it, we've tested it, and we can stand for it anyway, anytime. And also, there are monthly bonuses based on fund volume, and that has to do with the level or rank you have attained in your promotion of you becoming a partner of the Skyward community. Whichever status you are able to attain, it gives you such opportunity. There are also bonuses for the development of the partner structure. Yes, when you promote yourself and give others the opportunity to become partners, you grow in ranks, and that structure helps you to attain certain level of bonuses. Now, promotions are also the drawing, traveling in the company of leaders. Yes, so apart from just the promotions, the drawings, there are also opportunity for you to what to travel in the company of leaders to other parts of the world and meet other partners of the Skyward community from other parts of the world. And we have experienced this opportunity a couple of times, and it's been an amazing experience for some of us here. Now, let me also help you to understand the three steps that will help you become a partner. And they are very simple. Now, one, you just need to register using the link of whoever invited you to this webinar. So at the end of this meeting, you can get back to the one who invited you, and he will
Mr. Prince, we have lost your sound. I think Mr. Prince has been thrown out by the network. Well, like he said, there are 3 steps you need to complete in order to become a partner of the Skyward community. The first, of course, is to get back to whoever has invited you to this webinar. Ask them to give you a link through which you will register into the community. It is free of charge. It requires no cost on your part. So this is something that I would say is a no-brainer. You don't need to think too much about becoming a registered member of the community because it does not cost you anything. I think in terms of time, it takes around 3 minutes or even less to get registered as a member of the community. And then the next step is to verify your account by providing some documents, identification, in order to prove that you are an actual person residing in a particular location. And after that, you will accept the terms of the partnership agreement, agreeing to participate. This is optional, by the way. But if you agree to the partner agreement, it means you agree to promote the company according to the image regulation for the promotion of the company and the projects supported by the company, I mean Skyward community. From the moment you sign that agreement, you can begin to raise funds for the projects supported by Skyward community and earn a corresponding remuneration. Even though you yourself have not become a supporter of any of the projects, you can still earn this remuneration. I know of some people who have earned this remuneration and gone on to use that remuneration to become co-owners of some of the projects that they promote through the Skyward community. And I also know of some who have used it as a source of additional income. I even know of a few people who have left their traditional employment, and this is now all they do. And for the last 10 years, This system and this program has functioned stably. Remunerations have been disbursed to partners who are actively promoting the Skyward community projects. So the relationship between you as a partner and the Skyward community is the Skyward community does the heavy lifting of assessing the startups, informing you about their development, and all of this is done so that you yourself can be calm and confident in the results. I remind you once again to get back to the person who invited you for this webinar, ask for a sign-up link to join the community of like-minded people. Is Mr. Prince back in the room? Not yet. All right, I go on to the EdTech component of, excuse me, of the Skyward community. Now, this is the third and, in my own view, most important component of the community. Why do I say most important? You see, I believe that the tools and resources that we have are largely learned. When you are born, philosophers say you are tabula rasa. That means you are a blank slate. You are a blank slate. It's like something that has not been written upon. There are no experiences, no memories, no thoughts, nothing. You're just blank. And you are a blank slate is a potential for anything. You can become a footballer, an astronaut, an engineer, a doctor. As a matter of fact, your potentials are limitless. So it is now through learning that you can become any of those things I have just mentioned. It is through the process of education that your mind is exposed to the information that begins to shape you into who you eventually become. And that becomes your identity. It affects every area of your life. It affects your income. It affects the kind of people you will meet, the network, interaction, relationship. As a matter of fact, your mentality defines you to a great extent than many of us like to believe. I can tell you for a fact that you are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. I can also tell you that the mindsets you have, which is shaped by the relationships you have, is what still determines to a large extent the kind of relationships that you will be prone to having. If I want to unpack that, it will take a while. But let me put it this way. The way you believe or what you believe about the world is what will make you gravitate towards certain people who hold a similar belief. So you will look for people who are similar to you, and then you will form bonds with such people. And those people will become your network. They will not just be your network, they will go on to be the network that you will pass on to your children. Because when you talk about connections, for example, and you can leverage family connections, the connections are largely based on the people who are known to that family. And those are relationships that the children can exploit for their own advancement. I see that Mr. Prince is back in the room. I was just warming up the audience and keeping them engaged on your behalf. So we are now speaking on the educational area of the Skyward community. I will now hand the floor over to you once more. And I think I perhaps will have to grant you host privileges again. and you may proceed with your presentation.
Okay, once again, thank you very much. And so sorry, the network just decided to play with me. And but then I'm happy that I'm back again. So all right. So let's just have a little understanding about EdTech. That is the educational area. Now, what this simply means, the Skywall community is not just about bringing people together to be able to raise funds and support the UST technology. No, it's far, far from that. The SWC, apart from supporting the UST, has also developed an educational area, which is also known as the Smart World Community. In other words, when you become a partner of the Skywall community, you must engage in the Smart World community itself within the Skywall community. And it is an adaptational learning platform that has been built for each member of the Skywall community, where you are presented with free courses on the basic level, and the advanced courses you can pay a token to be able to access education. Now, what this means is that apart from you investing, you must have an adequate knowledge on what you are investing in and how to invest and how to also make profit. And some of these areas include, access to promising professions within the SWC. And then you also have training from the best speakers and coaches recognized by the world community. People like us, we have benefited so much from this adaptation learning platform of the Smart World community. And it has given us the opportunity to become speakers, not just speakers in our region, but speakers internationally. And trust me, when you avail yourself, you are going to benefit so much, and you get to understand that, hey, investment can really be fun because you have a different understanding on what investment is all about. And there are also personalized approach in training that you also stand to gain, and you also get real life practice and job prospect within the Smart World community. So think about it. You are making an investment, yet the community you belong to is giving you an opportunity to be able to widen your horizon, your knowledge, gain more information that will make you become more relevant in the years to come. Why? Because what the SWC really stand for is to be able to bring innovation to reality. And as innovation technology begins to grow and advance, most people will be left behind. However, every member of this community is given an opportunity to advance their knowledge, their skills, so they become more relevant in the advent of AI. Now, this training platform, like I said earlier, is a built platform specifically for rapid growth through the SWC business model. So in this training platform, you will get to understand what the SWC really stand for and its purpose, its vision, its aim, its goal, and the kind of people that represent this community. Now, apart from that, on the platform, you will get reliable and verified information that you can broadcast to a wide audience without fear of getting it wrong. Absolutely. Because when you join the community and you begin to speak on behalf of the community based on the information you carry, it gives you a kind of boldness, confidence, and the ability to express yourself fluently, knowing what you are about. Not where you go and stand before people, and maybe when they ask you one or two questions, you begin to doubt your own self, let alone those who are even asking you the question. But in the Smart World community, you gain this information and knowledge that helps equip you to stand boldly, confidently, and you become fluent. And so that is an area that you really need to take advantage. Now, the training platform, what does it contain actually? Of course, the training platform contains courses in the most popular areas adapted to the smart world products. So when you avail yourself and you are able to gain access to this platform, you are going to understand areas like the social media, the personal brand, what sales is all about, self presentation, and how to scale and team building. Now, with this adequate information, you're able to equip yourself and you become more relevant in your community, in your society, and to the people you represent on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. And people like us, we've had the opportunity to meet wonderful people on the international level. And trust me, coming from Africa, you're able to speak and explain what SWC is all about from your own point of view, from your community, and people begin to look at you and they are like, wow. And that is the power of you joining this community to be able to have this understanding that will make you stand out amongst your peers. And I think on this note, I would like to appreciate each and every one of us, the curator for Benin, the curator for Cameroon, the curator for Senegal, and our main host, John Bose himself. Thank you very much. And everyone here, once again, thank you very much and have a beautiful evening.
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Prince. Your presentation was very beautiful. As a matter of fact, I love the accent. I'm seriously considering perhaps coming over to Ghana so that I can also have this accent, because whenever you speak and I listen to you talk, it just sounds so nice. I just feel like I should sit my part of the presentation. You should just handle everything, and it's really nice to hear you speak. And
I'm
thank you
grateful
to
and honored. Thank you very
thank you, thank you. Thank you to all the speakers. I am really excited to be part of this community. It has given me an amazing opportunity to meet with and network with these amazing gentlemen, curators from their various regions. These are leaders that are standing in front of the Skyward community partners in their countries and representing the Skyward community mission and vision. And I tell you, these men are amazing gentlemen, and working with them has been a most humbling experience for me. So gentlemen and ladies, all of you connected on the call right now, we still have a lot for you. Like I told you at the beginning of this presentation, we'll be telling you about one of the traditional promotions that happens every single year. And that promotion is the Share New Year promotion. We're going to talk a little bit about that, and you will have the opportunity to hear all the details in just a little bit of time. Do just permit me to share my screen yet again and take us through the part of the presentation that relates to this promotion. We are coming closer and closer to the end of tonight's session, but there is still a lot for us. So, gentlemen, do not be in a hurry, as we still have a number of areas to cover in our agenda for tonight. Now we talk to you about the Share New Year promotion and what it entails for you for this year. Tomorrow being the 15th of December, this promotion will launch in your back office and run until the end of the year. This year, Skyward Community is launching the promotion yet again in honor of the Christmas celebration and the coming year, 2026. This year, it features a substantial holiday discount available to you in your personal account. This promotion has this duration of time from tomorrow until the 31st of December, 2025, 11:59 p.m. Russian time GMT +3. So I think for Nigeria, that's 2 hours behind Russia time. So that should be 10 p.m. in Nigeria time. I think that will be 9 p.m. in Ghana and those other regions that are on GMT +0. Now, the key highlights of this promotion are discounts from 1 to 85 on the regular packages to 1 to 140 for the Sky Prime packages. And through this promotion, you can actually get up to 14 million portions. Additionally, by giving tickets, you can receive additional bonuses, up to 30% bonus portion for packages registered before the end of this promotion. Now, who are those who will have access to this exclusive offer? It is limited to specific groups of people. Actually, there are 5 categories. There are people who have personal investment and first line investment totaling up to $3,000 and above. This group of people will have access to this promotion. Another group of people who would have access are those who are 55 years and above. Another group of people with access are those who have reached the status of leader and above, or those who are members of the Sky Prime. All these partners would have access to the promotion. Also, anyone who has invited one or more persons who has made investments in their first line since the 1st of January 2025, that's if this entire year you brought even one person who made an investment, you would have access to this promotion. The last category, but not the least, are those who have received a ticket from those who have access as a gift. So if you have access, you will have tickets to gift out, and anyone who received this ticket will also have access. Now let us look at the available packages under this promotion. We have the basic packages. These are packages available to everyone who has access to this promotion, and these basic packages, they range from a discount of 1 to 80 to 1 to 85. And they are structured as 5-month installment plans. We have the packages of $250 paid in $50 per month installment for 5 months, which gives 20,000 portions with a discount of 1 to 80. We also have the $500 package paid in $100 monthly installments. And this package gives 40,000 portions at a discount of 1 to 80. We have the $1,000 package paid in installments of $200 monthly for 5 months, yielding 80,000 portions at a discount of 1 to 80. And finally, we have under the basic package, a $5,000 package with a higher discount of 1 to 85, paid in $1,000 monthly installments for 5 months. So you get 425,000 portions for a discount of 1 to 85. Now, those who are looking at a larger investment can go for Sky Prime packages, and this one gives you access to the Sky Prime community. These are for people who do not have Sky Prime status previously. Can actually purchase a Sky Prime package and get access to the Sky Prime community and Sky Prime status. And these packages start from $20,000, which gives you 2,200,000 portions with a discount of 1 to 110. What this means is you get 110 portions for every single dollar spent. So $1 gives 110 portions. And if you know the list value of a portion at listing is $1 or more. So it therefore means that you can see $1 giving 110 portions And if each portion is listed even at $1 per portion, you can already tell this is an investment that will yield over 100% in ROI when this asset goes to the public market. Now, if paid in lump sum is when you get the 110 discounts per dollar. However, if you pay in installments, you'll be getting a slightly lesser discount of 1 to 100. So if you are paying a 10-month installment, you'll be getting 2 million portions with a discount of 1 to 100. We also have a $50,000 package under the Sky Prime offer. This is for those without Sky Prime status. Please take note. So we will also talk about packages for those who already have existing Sky Prime status. Now, for the $50,000 package, you'll be getting 6 million portions with a discount of 1 to 120 if you are paying in lump sum. But if you're not paying in lump sum, you're paying in installments, you'll get 5,500,000 portions with a lesser discount of 1 to 110. And that's for a 10-month installment plan. Please note, the installment plan is spanned for 10 months. So this gives you a convenient payment timeline. We also have a package for $100,000 offering 13 million portions with, 13 million portions with a discount of 1 to 130 if paid as a lump sum, or 12 million portions with a discount of 1 to 120 if paid in installments over a period of 10 months. Now we also have packages for existing holders of Sky Prime status, and they can get a discount up to 1 to 140. And these packages are available both in lump sum and in 10 months installment plan. For the $20,000 package for Sky Prime existing partners, they get a 1 to 120 discount, giving them 2,400,000 portions. But the installment of this same plan gives 2,200,000 portions at a lesser discount of 1 to 110. If you're going for the $50,000 Sky Prime package, you'll be paying in lump sum and getting 6.5 million portions at a discount of 1 to 130. However, if you are paying in installments, you'll be getting 1 to 120, and you'll be getting 6 million portions instead of 6.5 million portions. That's for those paying in installments. Then for the $100,000 package, the top discount of 1 to 140 is achieved if you pay in lump sum. So that will give you 14 million portions. However, if you are paying in installments for a period of 10 months, you'll get a discount of 1 to 130, so you will get 13 million portions. Now, we also have what is known as special junior packages. They have a slightly higher portion rate than the basic option, ranging from 1 to 90 up to 1 to 95. And the packages under the junior portion are from $250 to $5,000. However, the $250 package is offered at a 1 to 90 discount in 5 months installments, giving you 22,500 portions. And the $500 package is offered at a 1 to 90 discount in 5 months installments, giving you 45,000 portions. The $1,000 package is given at a discount of 1 to 90, and paid in 5 months installments, giving you 90,000 portions. And finally, the $5,000 junior package receives a discount of 1 to 95 and is paid in a period of 5 months installments, giving you 475,000 portions. The Share New Year promotion also offers a powerful way for you to increase your portion through giving tickets to those who don't have access to this promotion. Now, how does this help you get more portion? By giving tickets, you can earn up to 30% bonus on your promotional package for tickets that you gifted to partners who used those tickets. How does this work? For each ticket you gift out that is used, gives you an additional 5% bonus portion on all packages you yourself have registered as a part of the promotion. So if you give out 6 tickets and all of them are used, you will achieve the maximum 30% bonus. So let me explain this with examples. If, for example, you register a basic $1,000 package, which is supposed to give you 80,000 portions, say you go for the basic package for 1,000, which has a discount of 1 to 80. Now, if you were to give out 6 tickets and all 6 tickets are used, you will receive an additional 30% bonus on your 80,000 portions, which is 24,000 portions. So you'll be getting a total of 104,000 portions. 3 tickets are used out of the 6 tickets you give out, you'll be getting 15% bonus, which is an additional 12,000 portions. So you will get a total of 92,000 portions. I hope that is very clear and easily understood. Now, all these bonus portions you get for giving away tickets, they are credited to your account based on the payment method. So for those who use the ticket to pick a package and pay one-time payments in lump sum, the bonus that you are to get will be credited within 14 days after the end of the promotion. 14 days after the end of the promotion, not 14 days after you gave out the ticket. Please take note, 14 days after the end of the promotion. Then for installment packages, the bonuses are credited only after the full payment of the package is completed, and only if there were no overdue payments. That is to say, every single month the payment is made and made on time. After the payment is concluded, the installment package is fully paid off, you will then receive your bonus. I hope this is easily understood. So register a package, activate your 6 tickets, and get your bonus as a part of this Share New Year offer. I invite you to take advantage of the opportunity that this outgoing year is providing you. The Skyward community is offering you increased discounts ranging from the basic package of 1 to 80 up to the Sky Prime package of 1 to 140, depending on what you choose. You have unlimited number of packages available. You have packages ranging from $250 to $100,000. You have flexible payment options, including one-time payment or installment plans for 5 months, as well as those ones for 10 months. You have the opportunity to use 6 tickets to increase your discount on any of the package you register. And to actually maximize your portfolio, you can actually register packages once this promotion begins. And once you receive your bonus portions from giving away tickets, you can increase the value of your portfolio overall. Take advantage of this promotion. This promotion is valid until the 31st of December 2025, GMT plus 3, 11:59 p.m. GMT plus 3. So that will be 10 p.m. in Nigeria, and that will be 9 p.m. in Ghana. Not actually 10 p.m., but that will be 9:59 p.m. in Nigeria and 8:59 p.m. in Ghana. So take advantage of this promotion as soon as it appears in your personal account. Now we move on to latest news and updates. These are important to stay ahead of the development of the project supported by the community. Let us take a look more closely at some of the news. Now, there's a project the UST has in Kazakhstan, and it will interest you to note that that project has now moved to the feasibility study stage. Now, there is something many of us do not understand, or perhaps we understand it to a not so great extent. Each commercial project has stages of implementation, and these stages vary from country to country, from project to project. In other words, each commercial project is unique in its own way, and one of the ways you appreciate this is by reading the news about the development of some of our commercial projects. Take, for example, this one, which we have in Kazakhstan. This is a route that is planned to span 11.8 kilometers. It's going to connect the Kaskalen and the Almaty metro station, which is going to be built in the Almaty region of Kazakhstan. Now, this is located or situated near the Barlik market. I'm talking about the geography of Kazakhstan. There's a market called the Barlik market, which is close to the upcoming Almaty metro station. And the route for UST in that region is going to connect Kaskelen with this upcoming metro station in Almaty. So this is basically like looking at two cities in your own country. So the name Kaskelen, Almaty, just picture it like two cities in your country or two states in your country. And this is our line, our transport route planned to connect these two areas. This project has now entered feasibility study. And in this stage, in this phase, they are going to refine the construction cost, technical parameters, as well as the economic indicators, and provide like a full picture of all the required resources and timeline for this project. The route also includes 4 stations, and it is actually designed to relieve heavy traffic. There's actually heavy traffic on the Kaskelen Barlik corridor, which is the Barlik market, and the Kaskelen usually experiences high volume of traffic. And this route is planned to help relieve that traffic. Our system, when it is commercially implemented, will operate round the clock, 24/7, and is going to remain stable in all weather conditions, which is very crucial for the Kazakhstan region because they experience very extreme weather conditions in that region. So our transport is ideally suited to their needs. Now, passenger service in this project, they are going to use the 42-seater Karat Unibus, which has a peak capacity of 5,300 passengers per hour. So you can see that our vehicles will really relieve traffic, because imagine moving 5,300 passengers per hour. So you can really see that what we are constructing for this region is aimed at reducing traffic massively. Now, initial projection indicates that the project will pay back in less than 10 years, even if the fare prices are low. So this tells you that the project has high or very high commercial viability, strong commercial viability. So that is what we have going on in the Kazakhstan region. Now, moving on to our participation in international conferences. I would like you to note that stream transport has attracted the attention of BRICS Forum participants during the 7th International Municipal Forum of the BRICS countries in St. Petersburg. This particular forum gathered over 5,000 plus participants from 79 countries, and it was aimed at creating a platform for global dialogue on the subject of urban mobility. The theme of this year's program was Sustainable Development Technologies. And during a strategic session, UST stream transport was the key topic of discussion. Can you believe that? So that highlights the relevance of our transport to modern urban challenges, especially in the area of transportation. I'm telling you facts. So it's not just telling you that our transport is projected to dominate 50% of the global transport market. We are not theorizing. We are seeing the physical demand and need for our solution. Let me shock you. BRICS nations represent over 40% of the world's population. And these nations, they have a massive potential for adopting next generation transport solution. And UST technology has been seen as a promising option for passenger movement, especially in areas where traditional transport systems are not efficient. For example, when you want to transport in a region where we have a terrain where we have mountains like Alaska, traditional transport is very expensive to construct in such an area, in such a region. You have to tunnel through mountains, or sometimes you have to make the process of even creating the flat surface of land to construct a roadway is very expensive. And it is also very dangerous, especially when they have snow. And there are areas or expanse of land you cannot construct on because during some part of the year it is water, and during some part of the year it is covered by ice. So you cannot construct on such terrain. It proves difficult and even impossible, but not for UST transportation. So this is to tell you the high level of accessibility of our transport system. And that is not all. During this same forum, real estate and urban development stakeholders, they expressed very strong interest, stressing the value of integrating transport system in the planning stage of new districts. I'm talking about urban development. Now, real estate and urban development stakeholders were advocating for transport to be integrated from the onset of planning for urban development. And what were they saying? That such transport technologies as UST are important for urban planning. Now, our transport system, UST transport system, stream transport system, our stakeholders who attended this event, especially Maxim Kubishikin, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that name correctly, explained how our system fits seamlessly into the dense city layout and large development projects for all these real estate and urban developers. Now, this platform has helped our company UST to strengthen its international communication, presenting our technology, and exploring new avenues for regional implementation, especially among the BRICS nations. According to Evgeny Petrov, our company's participation is signaling that UST Inc. is now recognized as a serious global player that is capable of shaping the conversations on future city infrastructure. I believe that this deserves a round of applause for every co-owner of the UST technology. Moving on to the next piece of news, I'd like you to know that the project we have in Sosny Sanatorium has completed design estimation, and we have submitted the design estimates. We have submitted the design as well as the estimate documentation for the transport complex at this Sosny Sanatorium. You remember there was a news some time ago about the design of the interior that was sent from the Sosny Sanatorium by the Special Technical STC, the conditions they laid out, and it's kind of like they brought something and say, hey, we want you to make these particular features in the transportation system for this particular sanatorium. And we have now finished the full design and done the estimate and prepared a document and submitted it back based on what was previously requested. And there was well, I think this part I am discussing is a little bit technical, but it's also important that the stakeholders in this project know exactly what's going on in different regions concerning the implementation of commercial projects. So these discussions, however lengthy or even sometimes boring they may seem, are still very necessary. Because when you ask questions like, when are they going to pay us the dividends from commercial implementation? The answer is right here. The answer is the development of these commercial projects in these various locations. Where are they? And then I can tell you that the answer to that question is not always sunshine and rainbows. Sometimes it's boring, bureaucratic, talks about designs, talks about procedures, talks about compliance, talks about assessments, etc. So yes, these conversations, however boring they may seem, are very necessary. Now, I'd like you to know that a safety assessment was also conducted by a company called BLNIS, BLNIS, in order to confirm the structural reliability of the transport solution and more like to have duplicate calculation confirming the structural reliability of the transport and infrastructure overpass. So think of it like how you can say you want to, I think this will bring it home a little bit more. When you go to the market and you ask the price of a product, you sometimes want to do a market survey and compare prices before you make a purchase. So what the UST has submitted, this basic independent safety assessment is conducted by another company to kind of provide duplicate calculation on the basis of decision making so as to check whether what we have submitted is close to reality. Now, this documentation is awaiting state expert review. Once it is approved, construction of the UST complex will begin. So that is good news. We are close to construction of the UST complex in the Sosny Sanatorium. All that is remaining is the state expert review of the documentation which has been submitted. That's the design and estimate documentation. Now, the planned route is supposed to run through a pine forest. So it's going to offer a short, scenic 2-minute trip for passengers. The complex itself is going to operate using automated control system responsible for managing the unmanned railed vehicle and the entire infrastructure of the complex. Excuse me. Now, the unmanned vehicle is designed with a 2-stage pneumatic suspension and a modern microclimate system to improve the passenger comfort. And the cabin is supposed to seat 6 passengers, and it also includes dedicated features for wheelchair accessibility. So it is very inclusive and very safe. Now, moving on to the next piece of news. The project in Nepal being handled by Kathmandu Pordway has resumed in negotiation. If you remember correctly, in September of last year, there was a little bit of tension, political tension in the Nepal region, which disrupted or halted the progress of our project. But it will interest you to know that the Nepal Department of Railway has officially begun collecting research materials related to the potential implementation of string transport in Kathmandu Valley. So this announcement invites organizations, municipalities, and institutions that have conducted studies on string transport to submit their reports. So this is telling us that there is active movement and momentum towards government-led evaluation and alignment of all the existing research under one regulatory body. 2 reports has already been submitted, and we are seeing early stakeholder engagement. And as things continue to unfold, we will continue to get updates concerning the development of the project in that region. Nepal's new government continues to show interest in modern transport technologies, particularly solutions aimed at improving mobility and reducing congestion. So this is where we are with the project in Nepal. Thank you very much for your undivided attention. We will now take a few questions before we close for the evening. You have been an amazing audience, very attentive. And now if you have questions, kindly indicate by raising your hand, using the icon raise hand. We will take, in the interest of time, we will take 3 questions, and then we will close. Every other question will be answered, not here on air, but in the group. There's a group you should join. If you have not joined our group, SWC Africa, join the group on Telegram. You can ask your questions and have them answered there as well. So who is, okay, I see a question from Saddam Mohammed in the chat. Since Saddam Mohammed says, since it is a crowdfunding, how do everyone get their dividends? Well, that one is quite simple. You create a personal account, and in your personal account is where you receive all your remuneration and all benefits that accrue to you. Partners are already receiving commissions that are active in the partnership program through their personal accounts, and this also is how your dividends will be disbursed to you. Please also note that your personal account now includes a tax calculator in the withdrawal section of your back office. So I believe that answers that question. The next question is from Mr. Emmanuel J. Boateng. Kindly go ahead and unmute your mic and ask your question.
Hello, sir. Please, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, okay. Thank you for the opportunity. And we also thank you people for the elaborate information that has been shared this evening. My simple question was put in the chat, but because you have given me the opportunity, just want to ask that how many commercial projects do we have in operation as we speak as a company? Thank you.
When you say in operation, do you mean profitable projects that are already yielding returns and yielding profits? Or do you mean those that are in the process of development, like the two we spoke about? We spoke about three. We talked about one in Nepal, talked about the one in the Sosny Sanatorium, we talked about the one in Kazakhstan. So
No,
are
I
you talking
mean
about
the
the ones that
commission.
are bringing in profit or the ones in
Yes,
different stages of implementation?
one that are bringing in profits or dividends. Thank you.
Well, you talk about completed commercial projects. We have
Yeah,
the one
sure.
in can't remember the name of this place. It's in Eco Techno Park. There is a Aquarel. Yes, that's the name of the park. That's the one we have that has been there's a term for it when you say a project has been similar to when you cut a ribbon to, what's the term used when you commission? Yes, one project has been commissioned. That's the project in Aquarel. Although the profits from such a small scale project is not significant enough for us to talk about payment of dividends back to the investors. To not be enough to carry substantial commercial value. We need a serious number of active commercial projects, a serious cluster of revenue in order to begin the conversation of dividend distribution. So for now, we have the one in Aquarel that has been commissioned, but we have several that are ongoing. And to get the full list, you need to listen to the video that was put out on the channel by the engineer, and he spoke at length about the different projects in development. You can just reach out to me. I will send you a link to watch that video again if you haven't seen it. All right, so that brings me to the third and final question, which we shall be taking on air. And who is that question going to come from? Please remember, you can always ask your questions in the chat. We created a chat specifically for the purpose. Someone asked, who are those entitled to tickets? And when it's given out, how would the people in need know that ticket has been given out? That question is from Taiwo Lawale. Now, like we mentioned, everyone who has access to this promotion, we have 6 tickets. And we mentioned categories of persons with access to the promotion. Let me just quickly go back and show that slide. Perhaps you may have missed it. So the people with access to the promotion, once again, are these categories of persons. Let me share my screen, just a moment. We have those who have personal investments, as well as investments in the first line of $3,000 and above. Those who hold the leader status and above. Those who are Sky Prime status holder. Those who are age 55 years and above. Those who, during the course of January 1st, 2025 until this very moment, have invited one person with an investment in the first line of their structure. These 5 categories have access to the promotion. Then they would have 6 tickets to give out. And anybody who receives such a ticket will also have access to the promotion. So, Mr. Taiwo, if they are given access to the promotion, they will receive it in the back office and be able to access the promotion when they open their personal account. So that's how they will know that they have access to the promotion. And of course, those who give them the access will tell them that the access have been given. You're not just going to happen upon someone has to request for access in order for it to be given. Gentlemen and ladies, it is now 9 minutes past the time we were supposed to end tonight's meeting, and it is important for us to understand that this meeting is provided in various time zones. In my time, it is 10:09 p.m. In Ghana, it is 9:09 p.m. However, the interpreter of tonight's meeting is joining us from Moscow, which is 2 hours ahead of us. So their time will be 12:09 p.m. This is past midnight. Someone is currently up past midnight in order for us to hear translation for this meeting. And while we are most grateful to them for their sacrifice and their time, we would not want to stretch time beyond what is necessary, which is why, as amazing as we have had an amazing session here tonight, we have to call it to a close. Remember, we have macro-regional webinars quarterly, which means the next time we will meet like this will be in the month of April. So I look forward to meeting us once again in the month of April. And until then, I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. God bless you. Okay, now I'm going to do something. In order for there to be feedback, I'm going to allow the participants to unmute themselves, because I'm very certain when I said God bless you, some of you replied, but I did not hear anything. So let us allow participants to unmute their microphones, and let us do that again. Right. So from myself, it is Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you. God bless you. Good night.
God bless you too. Merry Christmas to you all.
God bless you. Merry Christmas to
I also
you.
want to say thank you to all the regional curators who connected on the call, even those who did not speak. I supported Samanade in the meeting. Samanade is curator for Skyward Community in Benin Republic. And I also want to say thank you to all the curators who spoke. It was amazing having this session and sharing this stage with you. And it's amazing working with you in the Skyward community here in the African macro region. And for everyone, it's good night, stay safe, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year.